This is Everett's Watercolors, simply drawing with Everett tonight, and had a little technical problem there with the video, and I'm back on live now. I'm broadcasting live to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitch, and later on in Instagram. And in videos, I'm in the studio with my wife tonight, Gloria,
Hello.
and she'll be monitoring the broadcast, also checking the chat room. The chat room's on and live. So if you have any questions or comments, you can put them on the chat room, and also after the video, you can put them on the comments in the video below. So that's a little bit discouraging. When the video, I guess, started, it was ready to go, it was live, and then it froze up on me, so I had to restart everything. So I hope you all understand, and that's how live programming is. It can change every day. So I'm going to go ahead and start. What I want to do tonight is I'm going to do a drawing, but I'm going to do it everything an artist should know, and also anyone beginning in drawing. This is a very important lesson. So I call it a beginning lesson in drawing. And so let me go to my drawing table and let me get started. Okay, I've mentioned this in the past. If you watch some of my shows, I've bought this book here called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. It's by Betty Edwards, and the edition is it was copyrighted in 1989, so it's been around for a while. I've had mine for many, many years, and I've been through it several times, and used a lot of exercises. I'm gonna use one of the exercises in here tonight, and what it does, I want to teach you how to train your right side of your brain, and sometimes it becomes thoughtless. You don't know it's there, but it's there, and it'll make your drawings much better and much easier. So let me put this aside and let me get started here. Drawing largely is a right brain function, whether you know it or not. Your right side of the brain is really where most of your drawing capabilities are. Your left brain is dominant, and it's speedy, and it's very prone to taking over with words and symbols. And that's what usually happens, is your left side of your brain gets involved. It's a little bit faster, and it's analytical, and it starts telling you what to do and what's wrong and so forth. And you have to try to avoid that. Well, that's the problem. The left side of the brain is interfering with your right side, because the right side is what you want to use. Now, the exercise tonight is I'm going to present the left side of the brain with a task that it can't or won't do. Now that sounds kind of unusual, but I want to try to prevent the left side of the brain from interfering with what I'm going to do when drawing. So what I'm going to do tonight is called the vase and face. It's called a perceptual illusion. I'm going to draw a face, but then I'm going to turn it into a vase, and you'll see what I'm doing as I get started along. So here's a profile of a person. I'm going to draw the profile on a piece of paper over here, and then we're going to do the inverse of this, and that's where the right side of the brain will come in on the reverse. So I'm going to draw the profile on the left side. So I'm going to start up here on this paper. I'm going to take my number 2 B pencil, and I'm going to do a quick sketch, and I'm going to go around and draw the face over here.
Want to welcome, we have someone from LinkedIn, so hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Hey, thanks a lot, LinkedIn. Hope you enjoy. I'm going to get started. I'm going to draw this in with a pencil, then I may go in and darken it up with some pen later on, but now I'm going down here in this area here. Got the nose, and that's usually what the left side of the brain does. It starts picking up shapes and starts identifying things. That's the problem. It starts to interfere with what you're doing. If I was doing an outline drawing, you come down to the chin and then into the neck. Okay. Now, so that's the profile. Now let me go ahead. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my ink pen. I'll go ahead and put that in so it's nice and dark. So I'm going to redraw this now over my pencil and do a nice slow drawing here of this profile. And I can go ahead and repeat. I've got the forehead, and I go down to the nose, the end of the nose, down to the upper lip, then the lower lip, and I'll draw the chin all around to the neck. Okay, so that's the profile drawing of using really basically the left side of the brain. And I'm going to draw a line here, up here, at the top and the bottom, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line across here. Now here's where the right side of the brain comes in now. First of all, a preparation here, I'm going to draw a straight line. This is the top, it'll be the top of the vase when I finish. And down here at the bottom. Okay. All right, now what I'm going to do now is, I don't need the photograph anymore. And you can do this with your imagination. You can draw a face out of your own imagination, which is, a lot of people do that when they are drawing. They're using symbols that they memorize. And that's what happens with the left side of the brain. Now, the right side of the brain, before I go over here, let's repeat what we just did. Now, this drawing I just did now, I'm going to go over it now on the left side. I did the forehead, down to the nose, upper lip, the lower lip, the chin, down to the neck. And that's what the left side of the brain does. It gives everything, it gives every symbol a name. And that's the problem we have when we start drawing. We give things names and symbols. Now, on the right side of the brain, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to draw, so what I just described to you is a left side of the brain task. Now the right side, I'm going to draw the profile in reverse. Now, as I'm doing this, and also if I want you to try this also, as you're doing this, watch for faint signals of shifting modes on the left side to the right side brain. Now what I mean by it is you're going to experience a conflict somewhere along here, and then you got to solve it. And here's what I'm talking about. We're going to draw this differently. So as I come down, I'm going to draw the reverse of this figure over here. So I'm going to start down here. I'm using a pen now. Okay, now I have to look at that shape, and I'm going to draw the shape what I said. Now I'm following a shape. It goes out. It comes down. I'm using the right side of the brain, and then it curves out. So over here, reverse, I'm going to curve in. Do the opposite. Going to curve in, and then there's a small curve here, and it goes out and comes back. It goes to the left, so I'm going to the right. It comes down. Now I get this other shape. It goes in, out. I'm going to go this way out. Then it goes this way. It goes in. I'm going to go out. So I'm going just the opposite. And this way, I get this section here, come down, and there's a little curve here. There's another curve that goes out. And then I get the bottom line down to the bottom. Okay. So what I've done here now is I've drawn this side over here opposite to this one. And as I was drawing, I wasn't naming anything here. I was just drawing the shape over here in reverse. I was going, as this came out, this came in. As this went out, this went in. As this came in, this one went out. And so forth. So I was just following the curves. I was following the shapes. And I was also looking at the distances between the shapes also. So I had a spatial relationship between this line and this line over here. As this line was coming in and out, and then down at the bottom, this one went this way, and I went this way. So I was following the shapes here, and I was on the right side of the brain. I really didn't have to think about what I was drawing. I was just drawing shapes and sizes and relationships. And that's what the right side of the brain does. It draws sizes, shapes, and relationships. It's a spatial exercise with the right side of the brain. So if you're drawing anything, I don't care what it is, if you draw the shapes and the sizes and the spatial relations of that particular item, then you're going to do a much better job using the right side of the brain. So you need to go over this several times. Try this exercise again. You can make a face, make a face out of a picture, or you can just go ahead and make up your own face, and then do the opposite, and then study how you would follow that curve. Okay? Now, let's review what I did. I was better off when I did decide I was better off to draw the face. It was easier to see the shapes of the space between, and as a profile as I did. So it was easier not to think at all. All I did was follow the shapes. I wasn't worried about what it was. And that's what I do when I draw. I don't think about what it is. I just draw what I see. I draw what I see, and I draw the shapes and sizes and relationships that I see. That's what the right side of the brain does. Now, the left side of the brain, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like to follow the shape. It wants to know, oh, what is this? Why am I drawing that? So the left side of the brain is going to interfere unless you turn it off and say, okay, I'm just going to draw the shape. Don't draw don't think about it. Don't name it. Don't even think about what you're drawing. Just draw the shape and the angles. Okay, that's what the right side of the brain can do. Okay, now that's a good exercise. Now let me show you a couple of results that I've done here. I think you're going to find this to be a very valuable exercise. This is why I call it the beginning exercise for draw artists. And I'll review that in a few moments. Now here, I did something else here. I took the same shape and I drew it out on a piece of paper. And then what I did was I carved it out. First of all, I put it under a dark background. And then I carved it out with an X-Acto knife. And I took the shape out. So there's the positive shape of the vase. And then there's the background. Look at that. Now you see the positive shape of the vase, but look at the shape of the faces on the outside. That's the perceptual illusion. You got the shape of the vase, but you can also, when you look at it, you look at the outline, you'll see the shape of the face. And then you look at it the other way, and you see the shape of the vase. So there's the shape of the vase right there. I cut it out. That's the positive shape. And then you look at the negative shape now, it's a face. So I thought you'd find that to be very... Now if I turn it over now, let me turn this paper over. Now there's a blank. Now I put the face down. Now I got the other side. I thought you'd like to see this. Now I got the positive shape using the light paper. And the dark shape now is the shape of the face. This probably is very dramatically different now. You see here with a dark background and a light vase. And this is the right side of the brain. I want to impress that upon you. I used the right side of the brain over here on this side of the vase. Over here, I just drew what I thought I saw, the shape of the area. I drew the design of what I was looking at. Here, I drew the shape of I drew the shapes as I saw them. Okay, so that's the difference between the left side and the right side of the brain. I think this is probably the most important exercise that I can show you to do a better job when you're drawing.
We have a comment. This is going to be fun to try.
Yes, this is a very simple exercise, but it's an exercise you'll get a lot out of. And the thing is, when you draw the shape over here on the left, take your time. You can draw that very quickly. Get the shape in there. But then over here, you want to take your time, and you really want to analyze. Don't analyze. Just analyze the angle, analyze the shape. When it changes direction, analyze that direction. When it changes the shape, change the shape. Analyze the direction that you're drawing. Analyze the shape, and analyze the size and the distance between. And as you come down here to the bottom here, you look at that shape and you follow that shape out, and then you'll have the shape. Now, when you're drawing anything, I don't care. You can, from then on, when you look at an object, whether it's an apple, an orange, or a banana, or a bowl of fruit, or someone's face, start looking at shapes and not looking at the item as a. Look at the shape as a whole and draw the whole thing. Don't look at the pieces of it and start to draw pieces. If you start doing that, your left side of the brain will take over. And that's where you're going to have problems drawing. You won't get as much accuracy and as much simplicity in your drawings, okay? So this is probably my most important lesson here. Now we're going to do another one next week. I got another lesson on how to start with drawing, but this one here probably is one of my favorite ones. So I'll go back here to I love this one. I thought it's a good idea. Put this on black tape, and I could turn it over and show you the opposite side. I thought it'd be very effective. Okay, that's the results of tonight's lesson. So let me take you over to my main camera. Okay, well that was, I meant this to be a real quick lesson tonight. I didn't want to spend a lot of time, but I do want to impress on you that this time is well spent. And I wanted to go over it because out of all the books I've read and all the drawings that I've done, this is the most important concept that I've ever found. And when you do an outline drawing, and we've gone over this before in the past, you go over an outline drawing, you're doing the same thing because all you're doing is drawing the outline. You're not drawing the object. You're drawing what you see. And I've taught you that many times about doing the outline. Draw the outline. And if you're out there, say you're doing a still life. Say you're doing a still life, or you're out in plein air. You're out there looking at a landscape. You're looking at an old house, or you're looking at a barn, or an old tree, or whatever it is, an old car, and you start drawing it. Then you start drawing the same thing. You draw what you see. You get the shape. You get the size. You get the location of everything, and you do it in a spatial form. Okay? And take a photograph. It gives you a good reference. So the most important lesson I can tell you tonight, and the one I'm going to probably repeat again next week, is we're going to use another exercise on the right side of the brain. And it's been proven, there's been a lot of studies that the right side of the brain is where the drawing is more, you have more control over what you're drawing. And by just concentrating on the outline and the shape and the sizes, you can overcome that. It's called, I guess everybody has the same inception. If you're drawing something, you start naming it. You start looking at the pieces. You start looking at what it looks like instead of what it really should look like in terms of an outline. And I think that'll give you much better results in your drawing. I'd like to hear back from you on your results. You can give me some comments on the video right here. You can give me comments on the video. Or you can go to my Facebook page, Everett Watercolors Art Group on Facebook, and you can make comments there. You can also give me your drawings, so forth. Now, here's the last point I want to make. It's not how accurate or how pretty a picture becomes. It's not how good the picture is. Don't worry about how that comes with practice and with confidence and with repetition over and over again. Just get the idea that you're overcoming the fear of drawing by just doing the outline and using the right side of the brain just by getting the shapes and sizes. Don't worry about the results. Don't worry about what it looks like. That's where the left side of the brain is getting in the way. When it starts critiquing and criticizing where you are and how you're doing it, that's your left side brain taking over. And it's just a little warning. It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody every once in a while. But most artists will draw with the right side of the brain. They just draw the outline and just carefully sketch. Okay? So you all take care. I'll see you next week on another Simply Drawing with Everett at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be back at 2 p.m. next Thursday with Everett's Watercolors for a watercolor demonstration. Hey, and over the weekend, I do Anyone Can Draw with One Line Only. And it comes out on Sunday. I hope you'll check that one out. Now, give me a thumbs up and a like. I appreciate that. It helps with my rating. And if you're subscribed to this channel, you'll be notified of all my live videos and videos I put on there. I was checking tonight. 798 videos on YouTube. 798 videos. I know you don't have time to look at all those, but go to YouTube and sign in to Everett's Watercolors on YouTube, and there are a bunch of videos on there. I get drawings and watercolors and paintings and so forth, and I think you'll enjoy that. So until next week, you all stay safe and please stay warm. It's getting cold. We're getting colder out there. I think today was one of the coldest days we've had. I think tomorrow's even going to be colder too. So you all stay safe and stay warm. In the meantime,